I prefer to date outside my race. Step forward if you agree with the prompt.
So it says black women. It look like we got 4 black women, 4 black men. And the first question is, I prefer to date outside my race. So let's see what they talking about, man. You would think the first one that stepped up, that, you know, she got the natural hair going on and something like that, and you would think those would be the ones that would stick within a race, but that's not always the case, man. Sometimes they got you know, different preference. So let's see.
Realistically, I would definitely want to marry a black man. I know that we've experienced a lot of trauma in our community, and I think that trauma stems back from our colonizers, which have put us against each other, and it makes it difficult for us to come together and be healthy in a relationship, if that makes sense.
For me personally, growing up mixed, just because I did grow up more so with my mom on the white side of my family, just when it came to dating experiences with black men, if anything, they would always tell me, oh, you're really white, or just really racial comments about how I'm mixed that makes me uncomfortable. Like, at the end of the day, I'm black. Right. I understand that I grew up predominantly on the white side of my family, but people don't see me on the street and think that's a white woman. Like,
right. They're gonna look at you as a black woman.
Yeah, I'm a black woman.
And you're gonna go through the experiences.
So did the second one, Kiara, look like her name, did she say she want to date white men too? Because I didn't know if she walked up, but she just made a statement at the beginning as far as how, you know, everything played a part in how sometimes we may not get along. So if you know that, you would think you would be trying to, you know, kind of overcome that or move a little different. Because, you know, knowledge is power and knowing is the first step. So the fact that you are knowing what's dividing us, or knowing that we coming in with already things that's against us, you would think, you know, you would try to overcome that. And these women look like they black. They look like they dress black. They, you know what I mean? I don't know, but let's go.
That a black woman go through.
Yes, versus always bringing up that I have a white mama or I act a certain way because I grew up white. It's just, I'm me. I grew up how I grew up. And so if I am gonna be in a relationship with a black man, I would like him to just not bring that up. But in my experience, that's been a constant conversation topic.
Can the disagreeers step forward now?
My mom, she was adopted by a white family.
Okay, so we got 2 women that's prefer to date outside their race. You got the 4 brothers, the 4 black men, and you got 2 of the black women that disagree. So let's see what they on.
Man, she's also half white.
Okay.
And my parents were divorced after a while, and so I spent a lot of time with her, and we did things that were white. Like, I was in Boy Scouts, and we camped, and we did all these different things that just weren't quote unquote black. I was reminded that I talked like a white boy all the time. Mm-hmm. And, you know, those sort of things, they can add strain. Is that me saying I wouldn't date a black girl? Of course not. Like, yeah. You know, of course I try to. I date anybody, but I just think in practice, you know, for whatever reason, circumstantially, it doesn't always happen all the time.
I grew up in a very white area as well, but I found that when I started dating, even though it was only white girls surrounding me, they didn't understand my identity. Mm-hmm. So I was just gonna ask, like, did you, or have you found that even though you were in those white situations, did you feel understood by the white women you were dating? Or misunderstood?
Define understood, I guess. I don't.
Are there things that you would express, maybe like politically or identity-wise, that they might be like, I don't really understand that?
I think it's hard for other races to completely understand what it's like being black. Mm-hmm. And
that's one thing I think about, right? I, as a black man, it just feels like something about a black woman understanding the struggle, or understanding where we come from, or it's like, I don't know, it's almost like a feeling. That's why I feel like, I don't know, I just feel like I won't be on, and I don't know if that's coming from me, you know, my mom, and just, you know, how the strength of the black woman, and knowing that they're, you know, how they, just the strength of them, man, and what they do, and you know, just that thing that they give you. I know the word I'm looking for, but I don't know. Even when you get to like social issues and things that happen, it's like I feel like it'd be a divide within a household because it's like, are you gonna really understand, or truly, are you gonna act like you understand? You know what I mean? Because everybody want to be understood, right?
That experience, that's not to say that they can't be empathetic and sympathetic and understand and listen to you and learn things. But fundamentally, I just think a black woman is going to have a different perspective.
So I'm from St. Louis. I'm not from California. I'm not from LA. So I'm from a predominantly black area. And so growing up, there was only one white person in my class. And so I've only been exposed to our community. And to both of you all's points, my mom is black, my dad is black, my family is predominantly black. So I've been around the black man my entire life. I have so much respect for the black man to where hearing a prompt say, I prefer to date outside my race, it kind of makes me think now, because I've never been exposed truly to the opposite end in such a depth way, to where I can look at another man from a different race and say, I wouldn't want to date you over a black man when I have had solely my experiences with them, good and bad. So whether I had that bad experience, it doesn't make me say, okay, I don't think I want to date black men anymore. I want to go and date a white man. They're going to treat me better. I feel like as a man, you all should be treated as a species in itself. And you all have very intense ways of thinking.
That I agree with. People tend to generalize a particular group, black men or this or black men or that, and it's just like, nah, all men or even all women are black women or this or black women or that. No, women, period, or they think a certain way. You know what I mean? And not all of them think the same way, but we do generalize. But I don't like when you get into the as far as the ethnicities or the race of people and think they're all this way or they all think this way. Like she said, no, she the species of men and the species of women, and I think that's important. You know what I mean? That's the only thing that I have an issue with when people generalize one particular group. I don't like it. I hate it. I just think that's not fair. And my question would be like, how much do you feel like culture, culture and shared experiences matter in a relationship? Like, I'm trying to hold this phone up. Yeah. Does that matter? Because if you when you come from the same culture or you share some of the same experiences, whether you went through it or not, you might think the same way or feel the same way or things like that. And the people haven't went through what you went through, it's like, can they really truly understand? And it could be vice versa within a culture too. Some of the things that they get made fun of, we may not understand. You know what I mean? Because we're not them, and we thinking it's just all innocent and fun, and maybe they feel a way about it. But
And I feel